afternoon everybody, it's Opeth over there, Metalhead here. Hope you're going well. Just letting you know, I am like 3/4 through my quarantine period, and I'll be able to get out of Wales on Saturday and go back to my normal life in London. So I'm looking forward to that. Yes, just need to button up this collar right now, make myself a bit more presentable. So, anyway, today I was just thinking about all the funny times I've travelled to countries, and there are some countries in the world that I know I shouldn't import really stupid things. Like I shouldn't bring in heavy metal shirts, or I shouldn't wear my heavy metal vest, or I shouldn't be bringing in Jackie Collins books, or I shouldn't have pornographic videos of women I've been with, or controversial materials, or religious texts. Yeah, exactly. So, this all goes back to 2012. Alright, I got a friend of mine in Iran. I'm not going to say where he lives, but his name is, for this purpose I'm going to call him Mr. H. Now, I met Mr. H in Sydney many years ago. He was living there for a couple of years, learning about, well, rock music. And I told him a promise that I would go and visit him in Tehran, and that's what I did. I organised my visa, because I'm an Australian citizen, I didn't need to be on like a tour, and he said I could stay with him for a couple of days. But there's one thing he really wanted was, he wanted the new Opeth album and an Opeth shirt. Now when you think about Iran, right, you cannot buy any music whatsoever. There are no concerts, there are no places to buy heavy metal merch. The only way you get them in is if you go abroad. So most Iranians tend to like go abroad and smuggle their heavy metal shirts back in their music, or they use a proxy online to download their favorite music. Now Lars, he's said that he finds like people downloading music in countries where it's suppressed, he's fine with that. So what I did was I wore an Opeth shirt underneath my business clothing, and I had an Opeth CD in my bag. And so how I entered Iran was I crossed on a train from Turkey to Iran. The border, like in the east of Turkey, yes, across the border. Basically, border guards come on, I clicked for my US passports, give them a stamp, and click them back. They didn't ask to check my bags, they didn't ask me any questions, they didn't even make me fill out a whole yellow form that you see in the movie Argo. So I arrived like 24 hours later in Tehran, like my train was a bit late, and Mr. H was there. So as soon as I got home, I gave him his Opeth CD and shirt, and he gave me like a lot of like gifts of like Iranian culture, like some sweets and books, music, and yeah, so that was like the first time I ever smuggled something into another country. The second point was, okay, it was 2016, and I was traveling like with a Bible, like a Bible my Anglican friend Wayne gave to me in Sydney. Because he gave me a Bible when I joined the Anglican Church. Now, Saudi Arabia, if you like move to Saudi Arabia and visit, you can't bring in like non-Muslim, non-Islamic textbooks. Like you can't bring in Bibles, or you can't bring in Torahs or Buddhist like literature books. You just can't bring any of that at the end. But I wasn't entering Saudi Arabia, I was transiting, so I'm kind of hoping they won't go through my bags and confiscate this Bible. Because like, well, literally, like, I'm a Christian and I'm supposed to have the right to carry a Bible, but I would not want to bring a Bible into a Muslim country out of respect. So I go through the security checkpoint, and basically they just put my bag through an x-ray, go through a metal detector, and that's about it. Then I make my way to the gate to wait for my flight to Malaysia. And when I was in Saudi Arabia airport, I really felt kind of sad that I couldn't buy like a Saudi Arabian flag, or I couldn't buy a Saudi Arabian football shirt. I couldn't even buy a Quran, because I wanted to buy a Quran for my bishop friend in Malaysia who was going over to visit. Yeah, so literally this Bible I had, because it was like a new version, it nearly got me in hot water many months later. Because I was going to Russia, and then I realised that the Russian authorities do not like new versions of the Bible, like this new International Testament version. They don't really like it. It's the same thing. You can't import Mormon or Jehovah or or a more, what do you call it, like Church Jesus Christ, like they said, you can't import any of that stuff into Russia. So literally, like, it's fine if you bought like a brand new Bible, but if it was a Bible with certain context, like the one that was given to me, it could have got confiscated. So I left in the city with my mom, and in that Bible I have my guitar pick from Michael Wilson. So my mom looks after that. And the next funny thing I ever imported was a Jackie Collins book. Right, I was going to Lebanon, and I had a Jackie Collins book in me because my aim was to leave this Jackie Collins book in Bashari with my guest house owner, and then take home a copy of Khalil Gibran's The Prophet. So, you know, I go through customs and there's none of that checks like that, and I don't really care. The only thing Lebanese immigration wanted to check about was if I'd ever been to Israel. Never in my life have I ever been to Israel. So they gave me a whole month's stay in Lebanon, but I was only there for a weekend. So I left my copy of Rockstar at my guest house in Bashari as a thank you to the owner, and he was really proud to receive an English literature book. And it was quite honourable for me to bring home to England a copy of Khalil Gibran's The Prophet. Now, I've never had any trouble in my life with all my medications I take. I've always had to carry a letter from my doctor, always had to just have all my medication in a box. So if it comes to customs checks, it's like, look, here's my doctor's letter, here's my medication in a box, I need to take this for my health condition, otherwise I'll be dead. And most of the times they just like wait me through, but like most of the times kind of like they had to have a look through, the package, and if basically like even like read the instructions about what it is. Because like literally, I had an auntie in England who really wanted to go over from England to Sydney to see my dad, but because she needed this really big tablet for her brain problems and all, they wouldn't allow her to import this into Australia. So my great aunt Sally never got to go to Australia to see her favourite nephew. And also there's another thing about like things you should really have. In Uzbekistan and Central Asia, I've heard reports about like these Central Asian nations, they'll actually check your laptop for inappropriate material. So according to my old mate Johnny Blair, like don't have any photographs of Carol Voldermanoff, Countdown's tits, or Brad Pitt's willy on your laptop, otherwise you can get busted. And which is a true thing, because like if I travel, like if you're a porn addict, like seriously, don't travel with pornography on your laptop, especially to a really severe country, like a Muslim country or like a non-Western country, because you get busted if they ever like go through your laptop and find out material, even if it's legal 18+ material, like heterosexual pornography. Some countries will basically, they might fine you for trying to import that. So pornography importation is a big no-no. And also, another story, like before I went to Iran, I had this like denim vest with me, which I was wearing in Germany, because I had to, I was wearing it at a heavy metal festival. So before I went to Iran, I actually had to post this back to my mom in Australia to say, "Hi mom, look after this for me. I can't wear this in Iran, otherwise it's going to get confiscated. Thanks." I spent £18 to post the vest back to Australia. But it got in time to Australia before I got home, and it was quite good. Yeah. So anyway, just always be precaution about what you're going to bring into a country, whether it be like music, art, literature. Just be cautious and all. Like, don't try to bring a Bible into any Muslim country. Even if it's for your own private use, you may end up losing it. It's always better to have a Bible on your computer rather than a physical Bible. Anyway, I'm Overland Metalhead, over and out.